They probably take a day to rest, like a day or a few days to rest up. Keep low. Go ahead. So I'm about to say something.
I was about to say something. If we are having a day's rest, you're doing a whole monologue for the leaving. I do apologize. Nanamo will, on the next day, after having got some rest for himself, head out earlier in the day. Then he'll wake up early. He will head out, making a gentle jog out of this little routine he's about to do. And what Nanamo is going to do is he's purposely going grocery shopping for any ingredients he knows would be found in the Land of Fire or the Land of Waves. And after doing that, he will return back to the restaurant that the group had been staying at.
Yakidikyu.
And he is going to, in the early hours of the morning, just start preparing a feast for the team. He will have specialized meals prepared for every individual member. I'm
going to say Q comes in and he begins like stealthily sous chefing for you. Like he's supporting you, but he's like
if I've managed to have a long rest, Nanamo is also using a clone as his own little backup.
Hold on now. Whoa, we gotta be consistent. You have not learned any physical clone technique. Your clone technique is the illusion clone. It's the illusionary clone. It's the one where it's just like it doesn't make physical matter.
I do apologize, and now I will accept Q's help, and I'm making everyone a dish. I likely would have stopped and spoke to Inari, asking about Ava's food preferences before he left.
Sweet.
Subtly, he wouldn't have let Ava see this at all. He will, and he will just learn what he can.
And he will deny it up and down if anyone accuses him of it.
Yes, he will.
Ava, let's get some more for the wiki that doesn't exist yet. What is a food that Ava really likes that is not old rice and ramen broth?
Ava's favorite food is mochi. She particularly likes red bean mochi, and her very favorite food is the triple-colored festival dango. It is her very favorite food. The sweet, the pink, the green, and the orangey tan-colored dango. That is her very favorite food.
Okay.
And she has not had in many years.
Okay. So, if Nanamo, I'm not being a chef myself, if Nanamo can find the ingredients to make that, he will make it.
I'm going to say, yeah, you can. Bamboo Village is fairly low. It's doing fairly better than Land of Waves. You guys are able to find most stuff you want to find.
Okay. And then, so I will stop. I'll make that for
it wouldn't have been if you guys let Pero get out and start fucking shit up, but you did a good job.
I will be making a nice big rack of ribs, glazed in some nice sauce of some variety for Hikari, because I saw her absolutely demolish those vile boiled ribs, and Nanamo just has to prove a point right now. He'll do up some rice for everyone, and if he knows a famous Land of Fire village hidden in the leaf dish or something famous from the Land of Fire, he will make that up for Shini Sensei.
Nanamo, I'm going to say for Shini Sensei, and like showing Q, you can incorporate like the local like things just without like compromising your specialty. You do a whole like little tea ceremony for Shini. You come out, you prepare the tea, you offer it to him. He's very touched by it. Yeah, you see him like writing poetry. You like see him like writing poetry about Nanamo.
Ooh, speaking of which, can Ava have done something? So after you've done your thing.
Yeah, and then just for himself, he'll make up a really basic looking ramen dish, which looks not as interesting of everything else which is going on. The one thing I will say is, do you need me to roll for how good all of this turns out? Like one?
You have proficiency in cooking though.
I have proficiency.
You had Q's help. You got up early. You're Nanamo Junbai, son of the Junbai Omodukai ramen dynasty. It's not really a dynasty. You got advantage on this.
Okay, right, let's do it.
Come on, Nanamo.
That is a 18 plus 3.
Yes.
That's your high.
Nice.
That's 21. 21. Nanamo has just made.
With a 21, you have just prepared food that like you're closing in on those like actual like food wars reactions where like people are like taking a bite and then like very exaggeratedly like imagining like themselves being like beat up by the food or like having orgasms and shit. It's great. Like, it's amazing. It's great food.
Yeah.
It's wildly good food. It's wildly good food.
When Nanamo brings the food out, his hand wraps. One of them is wrapped round his palm. His finger's still exposed, and the other one is put up on his head, used as kind of a headband to keep his hair back and kind of well kept away from the food.
Yeah.
And yeah, he'll just serve this up for everyone.
Yeah, you slide this out. Q is super impressed. He almost wants to go to Land of Waves more now, but Ava got that great persuasion, so he doesn't want to fight for it.
Okay, Ava will have the most sour expression as she eats it because it's really good, and she doesn't want to tell Nanamo that.
Ava, it's
amazing.
Ava, roll a charisma save.
Okay, that's not fantastic. Is it a saving throw or just a...
It's a saving throw. It's just a saving throw.
Okay, that's not so bad. That's a 14.
It's good. Like, it's really good. Thankfully, you're not like... He should be property. He should just be a cook. I just chain him to a oven or something and just...
Exactly.
He would make a better cook than a ninja.
He would gnaw his leg off.
That probably would be.
If it was too low, you would have like had to like realize how much you liked it. If it's high enough, you've been able to just tell him off like, do fucking better with like the broth next time, and then you just went back to eat.
As I imagine. Here's the question: has Ava had better? Particularly when she was very young.
That's up to you. Has Ava had better than a 21 culinary?
No, I'll say no, because that's over a 20. I'll say she's going to say I've had better, but then realizes, no, I probably haven't.
In fact, Ava, you realize like very starkly, Nanamo has greater skill at cooking than his parents do.
Because you look at him and say, you should listen to your
this
parents.
This is why they feel that he has a better eye for this.
You should have stayed home and been a cook, moron.
That's not what I want to do. I want to be a ninja. I'm not a cook.
You're a better cook than you are a ninja.
Well,
I'm gonna say he's a damn good. As his sensei, I'd say he's a pretty splendid ninja. He did save you after all. And then she's gonna
What the fuck up, bonus sensei?
She's gonna enjoy some more. She's gonna enjoy some more of his tea. We do need to work on his stealth though for the next time he tries to read it from my shoulder.
Speaking of which,
poetic skill grows with time.
You go, Pickle.
Hikari is still just eating happily.
I just want to ask: could Ava have gone to a bookstore before now? Was the question?
Yeah, it's been. We're gonna say it's been like 2 days.
Cool. In that case, when she says "shut the fuck up," she's going to throw a small square package at Sheenie's head. It's wrapped. It's beautifully wrapped, in fact.
He was eating, he was drinking his tea with both hands, like very, very like ceremoniously. He's actually looks very unamused.
Is he gonna unwrap the package?
He will. He still looks tired. Like you're such ghastly little children. Unwraps it, looks down at it. What's in there?
Yes. It is a how-to guide on the composition of poetry.
Aww.
And inside it even has a dedication. Poetry skill grows with time. Squad 0. Decided from Squad 0. She'll never admit that she cared enough to buy him a gift, but she'll claim that the whole team did. Because in her own way, she is happy he isn't dead.
You do see Sheen. I'm also going to say Inari and team. You're now named Team 1 hasn't left just yet. They're still there.
Good.
You see, your friends are all gathered up. You actually see a good bit of emotion well in Sheenie's eyes. Like he looks proud. He looks like that gaggle of emotions you saw as he ran in there with Pero. You could probably now recognize a lot more of it as concern, but now he looks very content and happy and just like, you know what? There are dangers to deal with later on, but for right now, I'm proud of my kids.
Also, other important was Ava able to get her bag of rice back from Nanamo's room?
Oh, speaking of, that comes up in conversation now. Ava, when you returned to Nanamo's room,
oh no, please don't be.
You noticed two things.
Yeah,
or at least a lack of two things.
No,
both the stowed away bag of kokome rice that you had and the masked poet outfit were gone from Nanamo's room when you returned.
Okay. Okay, Ava probably cried herself to sleep that night. She hasn't cried in 3 years, but she cried for that bag of rice.
No.
Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to ask you something, Ava. And then a black ghost is going to crawl out of Ava's shadow. He is clutching a bag of kokome rice.
Ava's going to take it. Like,
it's another like massive industrial bag, and Sheenie's gonna look at you very, very. Why was this so important to you? And on that, I think that would be an amazing spot to leave this session off. Unless you guys want to get on the road, we can get on the road.
No.
You want to leave there?
Yeah, let's leave there.
All right then. I have been your dungeon master, a weeb, and plus Ultraman and all those other things I call myself. I've been there with some great players. They showed up and showed out tonight. This was amazing. I don't know if we're going to take a small break and come back for another half of the session or not, but this so far was amazing. The amazing, unanimous, I don't think that's an actual, the incredible Nanamo Junbai landing the final blow on the villainous Pero and saving the girl.
Big damn heroes moment.
Listen, man. The level 2 Hunter Nin.
Order up! Come and get what you want.
Yeah, an amazing cook. We're gonna see. We'll have to see if we can get him more. The irreplaceable rune scribble, Kesho Hikari, level 2 intel operative Nin. And the avaricious Ava Rice pickle. I messed up all of the the areas in which I have to figure out like the episodes. Yeah, the avaricious Ava Rice Pickled Dill playing the level 2 medic Nin and bearer of the seal of greed.
Got my rice.
I'm supposed to choose a suitor to wear the crown. I told them I would choose a I would the shroud. They don't know that I unthread all the work I've done, 'cause I'd run, then allow them to think they've won, though I never thought that I'd resort to this. Just know I'll be here. But I don't know how much longer I'll last since we saw that storm. Though I was so close to our kingdom, it was far from the norm. Unless, oh, could it be some kind of sign that my world is all about to change? Is it finally time for the challenge I arranged? Though I never thought that it would come to this. Just know I'll be here, buying you time, Whoever can string my husband's old bow and shoot through 12 axes cleanly will be the new king. Sit down at the throne and rule with me as his queen. I'm done.
As always, we're blessed by the opening song for the second half of the session. Welcome back to Naruto D&D Making Waves, the 5e adventure. I am your host, aka plus Ultraman, aka plus, aka Weeby Dungeon Master. I am here with my amazing vocal talented Hikari Kesho rune scribble, the level 2 intel operative Nin. Yeah. We're also here with Nanamo Jun, the speedy Nanamo Junbai, the story buster, the level 2 hunter nin.
Oh god. Hello?
I didn't introduce him as being from the land of fuck this time, so he didn't.
I panicked.
He didn't sound off.
I didn't resonate properly. You didn't say
We might have to make land of fuck the raw dog of this campaign.
Oh, no, please don't.
I won't
Good
lie.
news.
Please don't remind me of my
It's
mess.
that iconic.
I already have plans to say it in this session.
But raw dog or land of fuck?
What the fuck?
No, I've already got you. I already got you on this one. So yeah, if you just double that, we're good. And the pernicious prompt. What other like nice p words? Perfect pickled. No, supposed to be using a word for alliteration. The avaricious Ava Rice pickled dill, the level 2 medic nin.
I have a secret.
And that is where we left off. We don't usually do recaps on the second halves of sessions, but after a long battle to finish out their first C-rank mission, Team Zero found themselves taking some rest and now once again meeting up at Yakiniku Q before they set out and get on the road for their next set of missions. Shinji Sensei has just revealed that he has actually saved a bag of kokome rice for Ava, because while monitoring the mission, he did notice that she was very, very fixated on this. In fact, if we're being real, she risked her life and the mission for a bag of rice. To be quite honest about what happened.
Oh, absolutely. It was a stupid decision, which she does not regret in the slightest.
We last left off with Sheenie getting a black ghost to reveal that it saved this for her, and it gifted it to her, and she, kind of hugged it. And Sheenie asked, "Why did you risk yourself for this bag of rice? This was stupid."
Rice is a valuable commodity.
Excuse me. Why did you risk yourself for a bag of rice?
Rice is a valuable commodity. I didn't want it to be wasted on a fuckwit like Pero, and I could have greater value for it.
Do you want to roll deception, or do you want me to be straight up and just tell you that Sheenie knows that's bullshit?
No, I think that's perfectly fair for Sheenie to know that's bullshit. It's not a very good excuse.
He looks extremely unhappy with that answer.
Yes,
not to the point of he's about to do anything, but he doesn't look.
I think Ava holds the rice a little tighter when she sees he's unhappy, just assuming he's gonna try and take it back from her.
He doesn't want it like that, but I mean, he doesn't seem happy about that. That does not seem like what he wanted to hear as your answer. If you were going to do something like that, it seems like if you were going to do something like that, he would have rather you say something extremely illogical rather than just give him a bullshit answer that was trying to feign it logic. But he'll
It was very much caught off guard. Here's what sounds plausible lie. I don't want to talk about this. I really, really don't want to talk about this. This is the vibe she's giving off.
Yeah, he notices that. He'll Sheenie doesn't look happy about that. He'll turn his gaze over to Ninkin and Inari, specifically Inari, and be like, "Kid, you want to explain now why you decided to, take out a C-rank mission under false pretenses?" I had to pause to take a sip of my tea. Well, Grandpa and Mom wouldn't have let me do this. I assume not. It's dangerous, Inari. Shouldn't know this. Well, he's a ninja now, I suppose. What do you guys think? How would he do in your academy? I didn't really get to scope it out, but seems like that's what he wants to do. Is that what you're trying to do, Inari? I kind of want to keep working as a builder with Grandpa, but I don't know. I want to do good like Ava.
Don't be a ninja, Inari. I already told you back in the room. She's gonna look at him and say, "Don't be a fucking ninja." There's some genuine human concern to that. Well, maybe it should be. Maybe he's being a fucking idiot and he needs someone to tell him what to do. Go home, build bridges, you'll live longer.
That's ironic to say when not revealing your secrets to your teammates can lead to death.
just dirtiest look.
Oh no, yeah. I hate to use
Plus,
this word.
that set was perfect.
I hate to use this word. I hate to use this word because I know both Pickle and Rune hate it. But Sheeny sips his tea in a very C-wordy way.
Yeah, it's just very unhappy look from Ava.
Good tea, Nanamo. Good tea. All right. In that case, yeah, with Sheeny having that said and still seeming kind of upset, I'll leave the RPing to you guys for a bit. What do you want to do as you're gathered around enjoying your dinner?
I mean,
Hikari does well
side?
for Ava's argument with Inari. Hikari is just going to stay right out of that because she doesn't feel like she's really feel like she's in a position to interfere because she doesn't know Inari all that well.
Abe would like to. After you.
You go, Pickle.
I was going to say, Abe would like to pull Inari aside to have a private word. She doesn't look angry though. This is more like a, hey, we should probably talk about what happened back at the village.
He'll kind of look at Ninkin and then he'll finally go with you.
Super. Does anyone want to talk about what they're going to do first, or should I just start talking to him?
You go. We can have yours after.
Okie doke.
Yep.
Ava's gonna, put her hands in the pockets of her jacket, look a bit awkward, being like, You don't know how you fucked up, do you?
Well, I killed Pero.
No, before that, moron. For the last year.
Ava, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what's been up with us. I thought we were cool.
You thought we were cool? Just giving him a raised eyebrows, like the fact that I've glared at you every time I've seen you for the last year, and you thought we were cool. Like,
well, you don't really.
I didn't speak to you for a year.
Yeah, you didn't.
None of that tipped you off.
You didn't talk. You didn't tell me. It's easier to understand Ninkin than it has been to understand you for a little while.
Really don't get it, do you?
I don't. I'll be honest.
She's just gonna take a seat, and in a position where he can sit beside her if he wants.
He'll sit.
Back before Team 7 came, you were the only one who got it. There's no heroes. Everyone fucking sucks. All that ever happens in this shitbox world is that the evil people crush the good under their fucking thumb for money. Then this fucking ninja came, and suddenly you thought they were heroes. You were the only person I could fucking depend on to hate the world like I do. You fucking abandoned me.
Well, Naruto and those guys were heroes. I didn't want
to. Burning holes through him with her eyes. Like, is that really the answer you want to give to that statement?
I mean, Ava, what would you call yourself after doing all this?
Just another fucking ninja. It's like I told you in the room. Ninja aren't heroes. They're just people who do jobs for money. I didn't come here because I cared about fucking Pero. I came because you put a notice on the board saying money for kill. That's all
not
ninja
true.
are.
Well, technically, I didn't hire you guys to kill him, and your sensei even told me I wasn't really supposed to do all that. But listen, and the job I hired you guys for was to just bring him to justice. When he revealed that he could do all that, you guys went the extra mile to make sure he didn't do more.
Of course, I don't want another fucking Gato roaming around this land.
I mean, you really went the extra mile, Ava. Like, there weren't any giant monsters when Gato was around us.
Yeah, that's true.
You jumped into a giant monster. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
It was gonna snort
I'll be honest,
the tiniest bit at that.
That was way cooler than when that guy in orange. His name is Naruto, by the way. I tried to tell you about him, but you didn't want to hear about him. He was super cool. He saved my mom. He saved my mom. But honestly, when you jumped into Pero and like tore his mouth out, that was way cooler than that.
You're fucking right, it was. I'm still not a fucking hero.
I disagree.
That's why you're a fucking idiot. But she says that a little more fondly. Like the way she used to call it.
Well, hey, this time, big sis, just let's agree to disagree, and you can think I'm a fucking idiot, and I can think you're a hero, okay?
It probably is a small chuckle to that. It's like,
and hey, listen. If either of us end up crying about that, I think that's okay, because I was once told that it's okay to cry when you're happy, and I'm really happy right now.
Well, I'm not going to cry over you.
Oh, well, okay.
There's
no reason to cry right now, but
she's gonna get up.
I cried over Gucci being back.
Yeah, I'm glad he's back too. He's a good dog.
He is. He's a good pup.
Yeah, he is. I'm glad he's not dead.
I'm really, and that his crybaby tendencies starting to come back a little bit. He's trying to like hold it in. A lot of that ties us swagger. Go ahead.
Is he seated right now, or is he standing?
I thought you guys. We're
seated.
Sitting next to you.
He did sit.
If you're getting up, he's getting up.
I would like to stand up before him and put a hand on his head, like a tender pat, like you probably did when they were younger.
Aww. So cute.
I'm glad we're talking again. Tell your mother she'll be happy to hear that too.
I will. Just don't leave me behind anymore.
You're gonna become a fucking ninja no matter what I say, aren't you?
Probably. My background is troublemaker.
You're a fucking troublemaker. Alright. You're gonna do this. I'm giving you a fucking order that you better obey. Don't die. No job, no heroics.
Ninkinari said I can't use the big sword unless it's a life or death measure. This sucks.
The dog's smarter than you, then. He says that more in a fond way. Yeah.
You hear in the distance up.
Fucking dog.
Yeah, it makes sense he would hear. He's a dog. Dogs hear everything.
He has advantage on perception checks involving hearing as well.
Yeah, don't die. No mission, no glory, no money. None of it's worth shit when you're dead. You're dead. It's all gone. All you leave behind are people who hurt. So don't fucking die. Got it?
I can't make you make the same deal, so... Oh, I know. Only if you'll agree that when you can afford to, you'll go the extra mile to keep being a hero.
Ava's gonna give him the most annoyed little glower.
He's giving you like a very like the same look he gave Naruto as he looked like you are one of my heroes now, whether you agree to this or not.
You're a pain in the ass, you know that.
Why do you think I took out a C rank mission?
Because you're a massive pain in the ass. You're bad with money.
I thought about B rank, but it would have been way too expensive.
You should pay me B rank rates.
Well, actually, Grandpa's paying for this. He just doesn't know it yet.
That's gonna make Ava laugh because she doesn't like Tarzan. Good. Good. I'll be sure to collect my pay from him.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, that's probably canonized. No, I cannot pay you guys.
Yes. Ava's gonna walk away, but there's a weight has been lifted from her shoulders. She's no longer fighting with probably her.
I'll be honest, that was nice because I came up with all that off the top of my head. So good job on that.
That was hilarious and adorable.
That was great RP. That was great RP. All right,
thank you.
Who's going next? What's up next?
Hikari, have you got anything you want to say?
1 second.
Zori and Uraji are trying to get
Not
Sheenie
at
and
this-
Ninkin to get drunk with them.
Not at this exact moment. All of my RP moments are for travel.
Okay.
Come on, dog, man, bone man, you gotta have more sake. And then they're like spiking
Hikari
Sheenie's
is looking at them
very
with
nicely
deep
made tea.
concern.
They just spike Sheenie's very nicely made tea, and he grimaces like you.
No!
Violence to death.
Maybe
No!
Hikari is looking at them all
maybe
with
the wave
deep
doesn't need a
concern.
team one just yet.
If
If
we're
they're
having...
going to spike Sensei's drink, they won't spike ours, will they?
Well, no, little lady, you're underage, but
That's
can
why
we
they draw
get
the
like some nice like sparkling cider or something for him? Yeah, that sounds good, Zori. Yeah.
Um,
So now they're kind of bothering Q and his granddaughter to like bring out some like good bubbly. There's like non-alcoholic.
while they're doing that, Nanamo will look at Hikari. I just want to take this second to apologize, Hikari.
For what?
Oh, well, this meal is kind of for a celebration, and it's also to apologize to the group. I've been throwing away or giving any game you give me to Sheenie Sensei.
Why?
I haven't. When I left the village, I had it in my head that I'm a ninja. I'm not a cook. And I think when you started handing me things, it just reminded me of being back home. It made me a little
I'm
angry.
so sorry, Nanamo.
No.
I never intended to do that.
You don't need to apologize. I do. I've not been pulling my weight with the team. Sheenie Sensei's been covering my slack. And I like looking at Sheenie Sensei. I'm really thankful for that. And I know I've said it before, but I'm really sorry about everything with the incident. And if you ever just want someone to sit with and write some poetry in silence, I am happy to sit there. And Nanamo pulls out a little book. I actually quite like reading. So I'm happy to just sit in silence and keep you company, Sheenie Sensei. But Hikari,
Yeah,
I know...
I was just playing with the kid. There was no major issue with it. I just thought it was funny to give you a little scare.
But I just wanted to apologise to the group, because I haven't been pulling my weight. And you've been going out of your way to catch this game and get all of it together, and I've just not helped. While I am willing to cook a bit more after something my father said to me, thanks to the Dead Poets Society, I can't keep cooking for the group. I'm happy to do it every now and again, but as I said before, I'm a ninja, not a chef. So this is my apology to you for wasting all of that game and not pulling my weight. And I do mean to apologise to Ava as well, because you've all not benefited from having full meals, which I've prepared. So I am sorry, and he'll just give a little bow.
Hikari smiles at him very fondly and says, "It's all right, Nanamo. I'm sorry I made you feel so pressured about this. I never wanted to do that."
You didn't. I should have helped more, but I don't know.
That was very mature of you, Nanamo. Growing up like that leads to a long and, well, prosperous life.
I think that's the first time you've said I'm going to have a long, prosperous life.
Well, that's the first time you've... That's one of the first times I feel like you've done much that have warranted that. You did jump head first into a giant, like demonic creature.
That was really cool.
You know, kid, I'll be honest with you. I don't usually talk.
Can
like
we
that,
please
but,
all agree to not
that was
make
really
that a
cute.
habit?
No, if they piss me off, I'm going to jump into them. just Ava just standing at the door, having finished with, Inari.
In my experience, you usually don't deal with that kind of stuff until you're dealing with, B rank missions. Speaking of, we might have to try and upgrade this to a B rank.
I agree. We deserve B rank pay.
Well, maybe your B rank pays that rise.
Ava's gonna.
She's not happy with her.
Conflicted look. You're gonna have
She's not
a
happy
weird
with that lie.
conflicted look.
Jeannie
Like,
is
she's
very
like-
not happy with that lie.
That's fair. Ava's just gonna take a little moment and go, worth it.
She's a little ahead of that lie, just because he went out of his way. Because there's also something you haven't here by the way, Nanamo, where's the mass poet outfit?
What?
There's this moment where you can see him like backstepping. Oh, it should have been in my room.
It wasn't.
The tournament ground. What did I say? What do you mean
It wasn't? Well, that's where I hid the rice, and when I went to get my rice, it and the outfit were gone.
Yeah,
I figured that since wait, this is a different bag.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looks so unhappy. Everything looks really happy at that news. What you're saying is that someone else is the bag of that. Oh, and the outfit too, I guess.
And my mass poet outfit.
Just genuine anger. Just putting her.
Sheeny narrows his eyes at you originally, Ava. Then he looks over at the rest of the team and then says, "You do realize that means you've left evidence of your existence."
Mm-hmm. It was very aware of that. Just very unhappy.
Not very good of you, Team Zero. But you have some leeway since you never introduced yourself as a ninja.
They think I'm from the land of fuck.
Yeah,
oh, yes,
people think you're from
that
the land
reminds
of
me. That reminds me. You are from the land of fuck. Land of fuckwits.
Hey!
I've been meaning to say that to you for days.
I just saved you from a fucking slime and you've still got the gall to come at me?
Hikari sighs. Here we go again.
More that changes once it's the same.
Oh, also, another thing. While you're in Hikari, is it true he tried to fucking flirt with you? You were way out of his league. He's a big fucking loser.
Wait, how did you hear it?
I wouldn't date someone 4 years older than me anyway! Hey, that is so creepy!
Wait a minute. Ava, I heard about that. How did you hear about that? I was hiding in you guys' shadows. I knew, or I had ghosts hiding in you guys' shadows, but...
Waraji, he's terrified of me. I just look at Waraji with a glare. He's he was just getting that. He just now got that good sparkling apple cider. He was about to drop it, and then Zori catches it in the good hand he still has. The other one's in a sling right now. He can withstand any form of interrogation. I didn't even need to use torture. Yep.
We changed the subject.
Sure.
Agreed.
Sure. Let's see.
Nanamo, don't listen to him. There are no such thing as leagues.
Yes. Said that.
That's not the issue.
Said that Ava was.
That's a very D-ranking ninja mindset.
Yes. Oh, and I do have a third thing to say to you, Nanamo. So shut the fuck up and listen.
Not taking shots leads to death, Nanamo.
Hikari's hiding her face in her hands. His face very red.
I also heard from Inari that when I had my little fucking episode, when I saw that fucking snake, it was you who carried me to safety. That was decent.
Is that a compliment?
It's a statement of fact.
Well, you're welcome. Kind of condescendingly. I'll reach my hand forward. You're welcome.
This changes fucking nothing.
That's fine, Ava. Just know, even when you jump into slime monsters, I've got you back.
Ava's not really sure how to respond to that. Just...
I've got a shit-eating grin on. And there's a little vein bulging with a bit of frustration. He's trying to be nice.
Yes, Stinkin. Yes, Poochie. Yeah, kids, we're not gonna make a habit out of that. That does lead to death, though. Ava, you could have really gotten fucked up.
Ava goes to say no one would care if she lived or died, but then briefly turns her eye to Inari and realizes she can't say that anymore. Yeah, probably.
Sheenie is going to, the Sasuke Itachi
Hearing
pose?
that, Hikari's eyes immediately light up and sparkle at the fact that Ava isn't saying that no one would care anymore.
I'm about to say, the way that Itachi will poke Sasuke in the head?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sheenie's gonna do that because he's also still gonna I'm mad at you for not coming clean about what you're hiding, but at the same time, I need you to still know I'm still your teacher, and I still have your best interest at heart. He's doing that to be like, hey, it's not just that kid. You got a whole 3-man squad over here with that wants you to live. So remember that.
I was just going to give the smallest of curt little nods. Same goes for
Good.
you. Don't get killed by dogs.
Oh yeah, where'd you think I was? You seemed kind of freaked out. That was kind of funny.
Oh, I just figured you were so weak
Hikari
that the dog killed
throws
you.
a
He's going to try and say sass.
red roll at Sheenie for saying that. It was not funny.
Yeah, I just figured you were so weak you could be killed by a dog.
It was a
My mistake.
I don't like bones. Yeah, I figured that out, dog man. No, I was always pretty close near you kids. I changed places a few times, so you were good.
Yeah, I was just gonna think about that one. Trying to think, is there any particular moment she didn't want Sheenie to be present with her? Oh yes, there is one. She's like, were you with me when I went to the office the first time?
What, when you heard about Pero's amazing office and his amazing ninja to be his spy? You heard about all that.
Hikari is giggling.
No, the next one, one where he mentioned he had a snake.
Oh, yeah. We do have to investigate that. I already sent a DPS somewhere to talk about that. So
Good. I
I'm
need a
looking
word
at-
with you about that.
Oh, I need a word with you about what I asked you about, but we'll talk when we're in private.
I will not. Just glad they're on the same page that it'll be in private. Then gonna stop talking. Unless someone else has something that they want to say to her.
With the snake. He just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he fucking did, didn't he?
How did a snake that big fit in a drawer that tiny?
Well, seeing as how he's actually, maybe the most powerful ninja in the world, I think he found a way.
One
Just
of.
sounding a little bit shitty about that.
How does he
The
jutsus?
One of.
He has no hands.
Who are
The
we?
game is going to give him a look like I will keep arguing this with you all day if I have to.
Yeah,
And Hikari is just looking incredibly confused because she has absolutely no idea who everyone's referring to.
I even Nanamo's just like
In the ninja world, serpents and snakes are pretty synonymous with one name. Orochimaru of the Sannin.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
He's one of the, let's see, quote unquote, one of the 3 greatest ninja to ever live.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why I
And
said
her
one
jaw
of.
clamped shut to avoid vomiting. Just, mm-hmm. Just give Nanamo a look like, you're the damn ninja nerd, you would have heard of him.
you can
I'm
kind
fairly
of
certain he might have
Yeah,
had
it's-
something to do with the whole Pero thing.
Yeah,
He-
business partners. to
Oh no,
my
excuse me. No, we
understanding.
already sent a report. So yeah, that's who Pero was working with. That's who he was sending his people off to.
Yep.
the legendary
I-
Sannin. Sorry, sorry, Hikari. The legendary Sannin was in the room with us.
Mm-hmm.
Nanamo's just got a fan. Like the fear has gone. It's just excitement now.
Don't like him. He's awful. Fuck you.
Hey, what do you mean? He's
Hikari
a
looks
legendary
downright
ninja.
horrified. He created that.
Ava would like to grab Nanamo by the shirt front.
Oh
Yeah.
God, are we doing PvP already? Are we doing the spa?
Oh, probably not the spa, but more just like it's like a grab and a shove when he said he's one of the greatest ninja ever. Just
I mean, listen, that might spark a
essentially
fight. Is
good.
all I'm saying. So yeah, you can do it. If
It just
He's not contending. It's just Nanamo's brain has clicked in. I assume Gato blocked loads of information about ninjas coming in, so whatever Nanamo has is likely very outdated.
Yeah.
And we kind of said he might even have like an old what's it called, like
this is true.
bingo
This is
book.
true.
Like,
This is true. I
he
actually
has
did
an
say
old-
Nanamo
I have-
probably would have had a bingo book that would have been dated back to like during
like,
the Third
Eni
War.
was,
So it
like-
would have Ruchimaru listed as like just freshly titled the Sannin.
Exactly. So to Nanamo, this
Like
is
he's
like
a candidate. He was a candidate for the Hokage position last time you heard that name. Or,
Yeah.
like, read about
Yeah.
that name much.
So to Nanamo, there is
if he was working with someone like Pero and is the reason Pero turned into that, do you really think he's someone to be looking up to?
I don't
I
think
can
he
tell
should
you
be
guys from fairly personal experience. He's not the kind of guy you want to tangle with.
Ava's gonna look to Shinny like you say fucking personal experience, but she's not gonna mention it because she knows that would lead to something worse than death.
But isn't he
He's
one of the
gonna
greatest
give him
ninjas to come out of the leaf?
Mm,
He was up for Kage last, as far as I know.
it depends on how you determine the title of greatest. Some would say he's probably one of the worst.
Ava nods. You know, worst ninja who ever lived. Fuck him.
But why?
Sheeny is going to kind of grimace and then look to Ava and then kind of make a decision. And he's going to pull his one of his gloves off. And you see his arm is covered in just a massive amount of scars. Like it looks like he has had more scar tissue on his arms than he's had like regular skin there.
Can
Hikari's
Ava do
off.
like a?
Tons of spots where you can see where just like, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can Ava do like some sort of like medical, but like a medicine check just to kind of
Sure.
inspect him?
Yeah.
16?
You can
15,
tell.
sorry, 15. My bad math.
You can tell a lot of those wounds are like breaks in bones that were like fractures that like broke the skin. Like over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, constantly. And Sheeny's gonna say, you guys have kind of already guessed that I'm from the Land of Fire, but I am from the Hidden Leaf. And I was once kidnapped by Orochimaru and experimented on.
Ava's probably going to give Sheeny the most empathetic look she humanly can. Like,
It was years
Just-
ago. There's no real reason to dwell on it. And keeping it from you kids is only going to put you in danger.
Was he there? So why? Why did he experiment on you?
Well, if you asked him, he'd say some kind of crazy bullshit about learning every jutsu ever, and even the ones that we haven't found yet that lie beyond the abyss or some kind of bullshit like that. If you ask me, I think he was just a really lonely idiot, just mad and scared and alone, and wanting to fill it with something. So he chose knowledge. You can actually tell that Sheeny's been drinking that spiked tea a little bit. He's not like drunk, but you can tell he's like he's loosened up a bit. He doesn't mind sharing some of this a little bit more. And knowledge and everything he could get. What would happen if certain Kekkei Genkai and bloodline techniques tried to mix? What would happen if I grafted this into that, or tried to mix this with that? All kinds of abominations and freaks and things that shouldn't exist. He wanted to become unbound by the laws that govern reality.
can Ava
That
just
which
mumble
covers
something
life and
under her
death.
breath? Or just something. Basically, she's gonna mumble. You should fucking exist. She's basically saying you should exist, but she doesn't want to be that effusive with any form of compliment, so it's just a little mumbled thing.
Yeah, Shini's now just openly refilling his teacup with sake at this point as he's revealing this information. So, yeah, not to get too much deeper into all that, but he's not the kind of guy we want to tangle with.
So, what about the other Sannin? Are they something we should be aware of? Because they're all supposed to be about as strong as each other. If this one turned bad, surely the others did.
No, I don't think they're together.
The last reports I heard, or no, excuse me, Sheeny would know this. Well, actually, yeah, it would just be public information. One of them is now the new Hokage.
What? Which one? Is it? Nano pulls out his old shit bingo book, points to a photo of Jiraiya. He's looking at it. There's like loads of text coming out of it with different color variation. It's like very well organized for a book. You would expect Nanamo to keep.
Jeez, you really are a nerd. No, it's not Lord Jiraiya.
Oh.
Lady Tsunade decided to take the position, mostly because Lord Jiraiya didn't want.
Wait, she's the Senju.
Mm-hmm.
She's related to the first and second Hokage.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny how that line works. Their teacher was the third Hokage.
Runs
That's
in
awesome!
the family?
Yeah, the world of fire burns pretty brightly there, but that's enough about the Leaf Village.
Sometimes, a family line is Hokage heaven. I mean, makes sense. If you studied and been trained by the last one or the previous one, and you're better prepared than an average idiot. Makes sense.
No, that's all relative. I mean, you all might as well be the three great Sannin of the wave at the moment, just because, he looks at Inari, Zori, and Roaji like this is kind of the only other thing you have to offer right now from the village.
Yes, Ava's gonna.
Then he sees Nanamo like you're not at that. No, you're not getting that.
Ava's going to give a thoughtful look to Hikari and just say, well, I suppose by process of elimination, one of us is the greatest Kunoichi in the wave.
Wait, does that mean...
That sounds kind of interesting. We might have to find that out.
Wait, I'm the greatest ninja?
Never mind.
No, no one said that, Nanamo.
No, I can already see this is an issue.
You can see he's only just done the math. Oh my god!
All right, then.
Hikari is giggling like crazy because none of it looks like a kid in a candy shop.
He really does. He is so excited right now.
Oh god. I gave Nanamo joy.
You do realise that he's now going to be
down.
insufferable for the next 3 days, right?
He's always insufferable. He'll just be more annoying now.
And it's all your fault.
See, Ava's gonna scowl and say, well, I suppose if I was the only Kunoichi alive in the wave, I would be the best by default. There's no
Points towards Inari.
threat,
Weren't you
more
already,
an annoyance.
weren't you already talking about yourself and you said greatest Kunoichi, though?
I said it was one of us.
I'd probably place my bets and/or help Hikari, to be honest with you.
Ava's gonna scowl, but she's not gonna contradict Shani.
Hikari immediately freaks out and starts denying it, saying that he's not on all that great Ada had it, and he's got a whole lot of issues that prevent him from being even close to the greatest.
Yeah, you're right. You're all still pretty weak, and your strength still needs to grow with time. Let's leave it there. That'll keep your heads from getting too big.
Nanamo's too late, man. Moment past. That ship has sailed.
You see the little like glint up here in Chidi's eyes. That's usually there when he has the hood up, like Nanamo.
He's just sat. He somehow looks taller. He just sat with like his back, just sat very happy, smile on his face.
And Ava's going to be Ava's look very unhappy that she has made Nanamo's day. He's just,
He's made his week.
God.
He's made his entire week.
My word. All right.
Oh,
All right, Team
no.
Zero. Do you guys want to do any more of your dinner RP? Do you want to go ahead and set out from the Land of Hot Water and say goodbye to your new companions?
Ava would probably like to have a word with Sheenie about all that, but she can do that on the road if you'd rather wait till they're moving.
It's up to you.
Was there anything you wanted to do, Buster, before we did the travel part?
No. No, I can't think of anything, so...
Were you talking about something you needed to do during the break?
Oh, God, don't do that to me. Don't tell me there's something I need to do and I don't remember it. Oh, no!
I think everything you guys wanted to do was RP based.
Yeah. Oh, no! It'll come to me. It'll come to me, don't worry about it. I probably need something, and I've just
I already said something about it earlier during the dinner.
Oh, I'm waiting to do. I'm waiting until we are walking because I don't want to bring it off in the middle. Like I don't know how secretive you want this to be, and obviously everyone's looked over it so far. So until we have a moment alone, I'm waiting to do that.
Sure.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay, in that case, I'll talk to Sheenie on the road. Probably the best. You know?
Okay.
Let's see drop us on the road.
We skip to the morning of the day after that dinner. And Team Zero and now what you guys have started affectionately calling Team One are now both standing at the village gates. As you know, some people are celebrating them. You guys are trying to get out like early enough that like you don't get noticed by most people. But Q and his family are there. You guys will even notice even that one guy who was in the crowd that you spoke to while like serving drinks and like doing your reconnaissance, who seemed like kind of he was there out of obligation. I described him as he is there. He was one of Q's family members.
Aww.
Okay, Ava's not gonna flip him off then.
Yeah. Yeah, so they've like packed you guys up some of the leftovers of the food Nanano made yesterday, along with some boiled ribs for Ninkin. This is probably like some of the last ones we'll have for a good while. And yeah, you guys now just have free reign to say goodbye. Tell them like here's what you should do. If you want to leave them like with any kind of letter, Sheenie can prepare like here's a DPS to take to Tazna so he can explain what happened and give a situation report.
Yep.
Since Nari will probably have been looked for the last like 2 weeks or so.
Sure. Ava will look to Inari and say, make sure your grandfather's got my fucking payment for when I get back. With a bit of a smirk.
I will, Ava. He smirks back. He's on your side.
Don't let this fucking moron die until he can deliver my message to Tazna. Okay? Good boy.
Roger.
Oh, she'll give him a little scratch under the chin. Like a very light thing. Like it's literally one scratch of just like, good. And then rejoins her teammates.
Hikari gives them 5 packages to take to the Kumahos and her little siblings because she bought souvenirs while she was here.
Gosh, what souvenirs?
And then Hikari, he's gonna look at you and say, Hikari, rank over rave with me. When you get ready to rave, I'd like to rank you. So he wants to train you in something, he's saying.
Oh, thank you. I look forward to it.
And then Sheen looks pleased. He's like, wind style master, that could be good. Okay. That's it. That's the end of that. Anything else? Zoe and Roger, they're kind of still bearing the swords they gifted to Nanamo that do belong to him. They actually have them kind of like wrapped up in like kind of ceremonial cloths as if they don't want to have to draw them on the journey there, but if they will, they have to.
Yeah. Hikari smiles at them, tells them to be safe on the road, and she looks forward to seeing them back in the Land of Waves.
Thank you for this second chance. We won't fail. That's right. We're gonna make it right this time.
Fucking better.
They slide away from Ava in terror.
Smart.
All right, Nanamo, anything from you?
Nanamo will just give them a look as they're getting ready to leave. When I get back to the wave, you've got to show me some tricks. And he'll just give them like an excited look.
Yes, sir. We're gonna learn more, Mr. Anonymous. We can teach you even more. We'll learn more because all they can do right now is I decided since they are sharing a character sheet, they can do the cross slash. So one of them does one slash, one of them does the other one.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, they'll try and figure out some stuff, and this is the first 2 weeks of what is meant to be like a 5 to 6 week trip. So
yeah,
these last 4 weeks, this last month, they'll try and figure some stuff out while on the road and getting to the Land of Waves.
Right, I'll offer them a fist bump.
Yeah, they're gonna bump you back.
Yes.
They see you as their lord currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bump you back, and then
Animos just looks at his fist and smiles quite brightly.
Yeah, man, you saved them. You know, they wouldn't be here without you. And then with that, if no one else has anything else they want to do in the Land of Hot Water, you all will be setting out eastward to the Land of Whirlpools, victorious in your first C rank mission.
Ooh.
Very, very proud of you guys. Very, very proud. So you take to the trees almost immediately, and as you did when coming here from southward northward, you jump and jump and jump. But as you are traveling, you guys will eventually hit a body of water, which will mean you have to switch from tree walking to water walking eventually.
Oh boy.
Oh, yep, easy.
So at least one of your, actually, yeah, rather quickly actually. Well, no. Based off, yeah, it's not that long. It's just a little bit of you would go through the water for a little bit. So at least one of your checks will be over the water.
Okay.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, so like we did last time, we will go into a set of travel checks. You have a far destination or a near destination, so it will only be a single set of travel checks. Remember how these go? This is basically taking any skill, any ability, anything you could do to make your journey a bit easier, better and more efficient. I will say if you use one you last time, even if it was something that was suggested to you by the DM, you will have disadvantage on it because it may not be as effective this time, considering like once you guys have started doing that, that's kind of calculated in how effectively you are already moving. And so if you already like, Ava couldn't teach you guys to chakra control your tree walking any better than she already has, pretty much.
Damn, yeah, that's fair. Because my idea was going to be using chakra control to sleep on the water, so they didn't have to detour to find you land.
That's a different one.
That's okay.
My point is more so like I don't want you to limit your creativity by being like, okay, we're going to do the same thing again.
I'll think of a new one. It's all good because that'd still be chakra control. I think I've got a backup one that'll be good.
Oh,
yeah, if you're confident enough, start us off.
Okie doke. I would like to try and use a medical check. Effectively, what I'd like to be doing is I'd like to be assessing everyone. At the end of the day, specifically, what I'd like to do is I'd like to try and assess everyone's like how they're doing in terms of are they exhausting themselves, are they eating, are they sleeping,
yeah, if they have any wounds from the last battle and stuff
do they have any wounds from the last battle. Basically, I just want to make sure that they are I can just give them advice, even if it's little things like tonight you need to sleep close to the fire because you're catching a chill from spending so long standing over water, or you've still got strained fingers from where that kunai got pulled in. Don't basically only use your left hand for the next 2 days.
I'll actually give you one that could lead to your alone time with Shinny. He seems a little tired. Like he seems like he might have exhausted his chakra reserves a little bit from holding down Pero for as long as he did.
Okay.
Holding down Pero and then replacing pretty much the entirety of the Pero Co staff with Black Ghosts, and then like hiding in you guys' shadows, and he was doing a lot to make sure you guys were like fully insured. So he actually did burn himself out a pretty decent bit.
Okay, yeah, I think that Ava will happily, on the side and sort of assess him in that regard. Probably give him a slight, dressing down. It's like, you fucked yourself. You overexerted yourself.
And you overextended yourself.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If I fucking die, all the team doesn't have is healing, and you can take the medical kits off my body. If you die, the fucking team's lost. Look how quickly things descended into shit when we thought you were dead.
No,
I had to fucking wrangle Inari.
If anything, you're just telling me I need to go ahead and select a lieutenant for the team.
That's what you think, but still, none of us are on that fucking level. It's
I
just
will
a
admit to
fact.
that. I probably put too much in you guys' laps, and I do apologize for that. I
I
failed you.
apologize, it's weird.
Kid, you're gonna have to open up at some point. Like about that thing you definitely don't want to tell me about, but that you can tell that I already know about.
Yeah, but you don't know the important things. If you did, I'd have to kill you.
If only you could. Then I wouldn't have to worry so much about you.
Eva's
All
gonna
right.
smirk while she finds that amusing. Alright.
All right, then. I won't keep crying. In that case, who wants to...
she was gonna ask him a question.
Oh, go ahead. I'm
She asked
sorry.
me a
I cut you
question.
off the other day, too. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Question?
Just says, I'll make you a deal. I'll answer a question if you answer a question.
Everything's so transactional with you. All right, deal.
How did you get away from him? My understanding is when he wants you, he gets you.
He does. I just got lucky and had a really strong senpai.
It's all about bonds with you, isn't it?
Well, bonds and sometimes lead to death, and sometimes they lead to long, prosperous lives. Just kind of depends on the bond.
She's then going to cross her arms and wait for him to ask his question.
I'm gonna save it.
She doesn't like that, but
Yeah, she probably shouldn't.
you ask in front of the other two, I'm not going to answer.
Yeah, I
They
figured
didn't
that
pay
from
the
last
price.
time.
If they didn't pay the fucking price, they don't get the answers.
Hey, they fought in blood exactly with the same amount as you did last time. He even
This is a
protected you when you were
different
down.
Don't remind me of that.
Fine, let's ask one that your teammates already know about. What's that thing on your neck?
The seal of greed. She takes off her headband and lets him see it. The perfect seal of greed, to be exact. As I desire, I gain power.
And that came from him, didn't it?
I believe so. I know that Heroes did, so it stands to reason mine did too.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's not.
maybe I can put a seal on the seal. Keep it from infecting you anymore.
Without it, I don't think we would be able to kill that fucker.
Yeah,
If the cost of this power that'll keep us alive is that, no, I fucking die. Big fucking whoop. 1 for the price of 4. That's just good commerce. She's gonna retie
sorry.
that neckband around her neck.
I've already got to break our deal, because I have another question. Would you rather keep that power you have no idea about, or would you rather risk Orochimaru coming to fuck with us more, because he also wants to know about that power you have no idea about?
I need to see him again anyway. I have questions for him too.
You need to see him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, kid. We'll play this game again later. Go meet up with your teammates.
Ava nods and goes away.
All right, yeah. Sheeny goes back to doing whatever he was doing at that, and then we'll move on to our next travel check.
I was going to say, while they're away, I want to just take the chance. I'll look with me and Hikari, the only ones at like the main camp. Hikari, I'm sorry to bother you again, but something you've
What's up,
said.
Nanamo?
How old are you?
16. Isn't that obvious?
No, it's not. I thought you were our age, maybe a year older.
I'm not
mean-
that short, am I?
Nanamo kind of stands up, and from what I remember, I'm not that much shorter than you.
You're not.
I'm 12. Like, there is not a massive margin between us. How come, if you don't mind me asking, you're old enough you could be doing like proper main work? You don't have to be doing all of this ninja stuff. Is this something you want to do? Is it just, are you like Ava, where it's just for the money? I mean, you're not like Ava. Ava's an arse.
It's okay, Nanamo. I get what you mean. And the truth is, I'm not really trained in anything. I've only ever known how to trap, up game, and do sewing. And, well, I'd never get a job with the tailor. He has a bit of a sour look when she says that. And any attempts to open up my own shop would never work out. And I was never really able to support us very well on just hunting games. Oh, when I heard about this, it seemed like the best option.
If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been looking after your siblings? You're 16, so...
Oh, my parents died when I was 8, so 8 years.
You can see Nanamo's eyes widen. Like, he's trying to comprehend. He understands it to a degree, but not to that level.
Yeah.
It's just... I'm sorry to hear that, Hikari. Look, if you need help with anything, we're a team. I can help you. I don't know much about your life, or Ava's for that matter, but as much as I won't let her know it, I will help you both out. I know you both are alone, and I can't imagine how scary that is.
Hikari smiles warmly and hugs them.
I
Thank
will
you,
return the hug.
Aww.
I will return the hug. And listen, if you want, I can show you how to cook like me. If this ninja life isn't for you in the end, if you're a decent enough cook, you can get a job anywhere. It's a trade every village will need until humans are dead. So, if we can just spend a little bit of time every night doing this, in return, maybe you can just show me how to sew.
I'd like that.
And I'll just give you a nod. And if you do you care if Ava knows how much older you are? I won't bring it up around her, but
I honestly thought you all knew how old I was.
Nanamo shakes his head. Like I said, year older at most. It's clear you're a lot more mature, but I thought that was just because you had to take care of your siblings.
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah, I assume. Anyway.
Okay, while you guys are doing this, these were your travel checks. I do want you guys to you can think of something while you're doing your little RP here, because I did love it. Just what could you think of to do for to make your journey a little easier?
I have 2 ideas.
Ooh.
I've got a really stupid one, and I've got one which would make sense. So for the stupid one, with Nanamo kind of learning the Mistwalker jutsu, I'm wondering if there is any way, like when it comes to resting at night, I'm assuming we have to buckle up on land. Could he, in theory, kind of like almost echolocation with his chakra through the water? Just dispense some of his chakra into the like ocean beneath him to help them locate a resting point.
What it sounds like to me, and I actually love this idea because this ties into your wave concepts and like you being very, very like heavy into the waves.
Yeah.
I love this idea. I feel like I would want you to spend a little time coming up with it in like RP for you to do it. Okay, so if you wanted to spend your role both like figuring out how to do that, because I believe what Ava was rolling to. No, you didn't. You didn't do the you did the medicine check. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. We would call that a shock control check. And it would basically be if you get high enough, I'll let you invent the jutsu now. Okay. We'll just say like over these this first, because this is really just gonna be a week that you guys are traveling. So over this week, you end up inventing a new sensory jutsu that's very based on being on water.
I got 16.
The unmodified?
That's total.
Okay. With a 16, I will give you water style ripple sensory.
Right.
Water style ripple sensory. So yeah, you have that to where you can do some very light sensory and what's the detect monster radius? Let's see. I want to say like 90 feet or something. 100. It is 100 feet.
Right. I don't know. That's just a guess off the top of my head.
That's what I want to say. It's like more than like sight range.
Yeah.
Which I believe is 60 feet. Detect monster is 1,000 feet.
Wow.
View. Which I mean, in D&D terms, it's actually not. Yeah, I'll give you that because I already portioned it to it's just on the water. Now, if you get enough mastery with this, and or like you cast this at a high enough level, you would also probably leave this at like around the D to low C rank. So 3 to 4 chakra. No. This is 1,000 feet. This is a B rank.
A B.
Can you get B rank jutsu? I don't think you can.
No, I can't. This is
a high. This is a high C rank jutsu because how strong is detect monster? Locate monster. Locate creature. It's a 4th level divination. So you would need to be level 8, right?
Yeah, if you want, we could just phrase it as like I've got a much weaker.
Yeah, it's a weakened version. You can upgrade. So as of right now, it's 100 feet around.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, yeah, I will just. Sorry,
go for it.
Sorry, you go first.
I was just gonna say, yeah, Nanamo, you'll just watch as he places his palm gently on it, and just a light blue shimmer, like glows on the surface of the water. And like a bat's echolocation, he just pings whatever they can find to rest on.
I'll say you also know like pretty well what's under the wall.
I'll take that.
There's some sunken ships down there. There's some sunken ships. If you honestly, I just came up that off the top of my head, so we had to do with some of that. I'll be bullshitting it, but some sunken ships. You can feel like some fairly big creatures down there just swimming around eating. Nothing that seems of note of like worry to you guys on top of the water.
All right, I'll keep that in mind
as you are moving across it.
So we are walking across salt water.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are crossing the ocean at some point, like a little
bit.
Because
I just got an idea for a new senbone type.
Ooh,
coral senbone.
Ooh.
Hikari, I will let you. In fact, based off you and Nanamo being together at this point in time, I'll let him even alert you that there's some down there, like some of what he saw, and you can make the survival roll to swim down and break some off as a crafting material. And we'll also say if you're doing that, just like making new tools, you're gonna make enough of it that you could outfit the entire team.
Awesome. Oh, I got a crit fail.
No.
Nanamo gave you the help action. Go
I
ahead.
was really looking forward to that.
I'll be nice. Nanamo gave you the help action with his new jutsu, his newly made jutsu that he rolled to make. That was also very nice on. You can have advantage and roll again.
Yay! That is slightly better, but not by much. That was an 8, and with survival, that is a 12.
That is overcompetency. You break off of like it's about the same. Like you found a pretty big amount of coral you could have taken. You break off about enough that like makes up around the same like a femur-sized like stick of coral, pretty much. Though as you do, you might feel a bit better about that versus like having got a lot because it is coral and like it's not very easily replenished.
Yeah.
So Hikari can add coral as a crafting material. And what I will do with that, if you make Sinbone out of that, they will automatically deal some water ninjutsu style damage.
That's sick.
Nice.
That's very
They're like
cool.
confused. Because that's probably what I was gonna do with like obsidian. If you like went to a volcanic region, you could probably infuse them with a earth or a fire chakra extremely easily.
Mm.
So
I'm
this is
having
just
so
kind of
much fun with
it just kind of naturally like is infused with water chakra if you infuse it with chakra, even though you don't have the change to water nature as of right now.
I caught the tail end of that making coral.
So I believe we got a 16, a 12, and a Ava. What was your medicine roll? Do you remember? It was over
also,
a 10.
I think mine also like I think mine was a 15. I think mine was a 15.
You guys have once again performed above average in your travel checks, which will cut down your travel time by a decent enough portion. And you begin to arrive in the land of whirlpools. Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say we haven't done all that much RP.
No, you haven't. So, I mean, this is still like within that week of travel. So if there's anything else you want to get in within that week, you're nearing the land of you've began to, as you're still crossing the ocean, like you'll find sandbanks every now and then.
Yeah, so this would probably be about at the time when Ava would start noticing that Hikari has been sneaking glances at her like she wants to say something but is chickening out all the time.
Okay. Recognizing that, Ava will pull Hikari aside during one of their stops when it's like for evening.
Yeah, you guys there's some sandbanks and stuff with in the ocean, so you guys can stop every once in a while. Just
you'll try and step
expend chakra.
Like as far away from the guys as possible.
Hey, Nanamo, guy stuff.
Yeah, just what?
What?
I mean, give me weird looks. So, what is it?
Well, you know your 5 Rio attack?
Yeah?
You said you learnt it from your mother, right?
I did? Ava's gonna probably raise her eyebrows slightly, like, this is giving her danger vibes, like, and she probably even briefly glances to the water, like, if this is going where I think it's going, can I hold Hikari's head under the water long enough to kill her? But it's only the briefest moment of checking.
Was she a huntress about yay tall with purple hair about yay long?
Yes. Definitely looking back at that bank now, like, okay, this is going to go one of two ways. I really hope that I'm wrong about the one I think it's going to be. Yeah.
I kind of met her.
When?
There's
like menace to that question. When?
Back when I was
which forest?
The one at the edge of the village.
Okay, all the menace is going to fade at that. Oh. Really?
Yeah. We weren't exactly on name to him, so that's why I didn't recognize you at first.
I see.
I only realized when I saw your 5 Rio attack hit that time.
Yeah, she taught it to me, though she didn't use coins. She used a bow and arrow.
She used arrows.
Yeah, I was gonna chuckle a lot. She tried to teach me how to use a bow and arrow when I was little, but didn't have the strength for the draw weight, so... And then, before I could get old enough and strong enough to do that,
She wasn't there to teach you anymore.
Yeah.
I always wondered what had happened. I never knew. I'm sorry.
You want to know? Like, it's not a friendly question, it's like a... It's not, meant aggressively either, it's a very flat, factual question. Do you want to know?
Only if you're comfortable sharing it, Ava. I don't want you to say anything you're not comfortable with.
Half the village knew. The fuck shouldn't you? That is, people vivisected her.
What?
Yep. On a cross.
Oh my god.
By the docks. Every day. Different bit. But send it to some fucking place, I don't know where.
That's horrible.
Yeah. It was pretty fucking horrible to watch.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that, Ava. No child should ever have to see something like that. She says that as though...
for her.
But she says that like she knows from experience.
Can I pick up on that?
Perception check?
You guys are player characters. You don't necessarily have to do perception checks to if Hikari wants to hide it, it is a deception from her, and if Ava wants to have insight in it, she can use it. But I mean, you guys don't necessarily have to play to those. It's like RP stuff. It's just if you notice it, like while you're RPing, you notice it while you're RPing.
Okay, I guess if Rin says, then yeah, Ava will pick up on that. We'll just give her a very measured look, just assessing, but in a more of a perhaps we have more in common than I thought sort of look. You're right. No child should have to go and see that. I have sympathy for any who did. That's about as close to I'm sorry as you're going to get from Hikari. I mean, from Ava.
Yeah.
All right.
While we're here, there's something I've been needing to get. She opens up her colorless pouch, her colorless pocket, which is the single line pocket hit on her chest, and pulls out a little pouch of 54 Rio. Here.
She takes it. You're 46 short.
What?
You owed me 100 from graduation.
Did she?
Yes.
I was just sitting here like, what the fuck is she? Wait, what's this exchange of money for? I was just so confused.
Yeah, wait, I'm confused.
That?
Remember,
this is why I told you guys you have to keep track of this stuff because I'm not taking my own notes session. I had to keep track of what I have.
Ava tried to extort 100 from Nanamo.
Right.
Hikari saved him. Ava mouthed at Hikari angrily, "You cost me a payout." And Hikari responded, I'll pay you back.
Hikari, this
You're
is a
40
wild
cents
exchange.
short.
This is a wild exchange of funds. This is a wild wealth transfer.
She's gonna toss it in her, hand once or twice. And she's gonna toss it back to Hikari.
Oh my god.
Settle up when you can pay the whole thing.
Oh.
And your other expenses are covered.
Just when you think the character development
This
is...
wasn't for the debt for any debt, Ava. It's for the team fund.
Oh. You remembered that.
Sorry, there's not more. I'm only able to give you 50% of what I currently have.
I'll make sure it's done. I'll make sure it's used properly. If there are any dividends,
I know you will.
You'll get your share.
Hikari smiles.
Ava and Hikari's
Nods.
affinity has increased.
Yes.
Pardon?
I was just making a joke, but I probably could make like a small like hidden mechanic for myself. Like, here's the ease with which characters could collaborate with certain techniques and stuff like that. And if it goes up, it would go up with like the more time you spend RPing and like trying to get close to that character.
I'm just imagining it's like a scale of 10. Then there is the negative 10 that is Ava and Nanamo.
Yeah, you hit a 10. If you hit a 10, you can just look at a character you have a 10 with and say like, hey, I want automatically succeeded.
It's our affinities. It's a bit higher. It was -10 to begin with. Maybe it's like -8.
yeah, it's -8 now. Our affinity is -8.
Fucking -10 to the negative 10th quadrillion scientific notation of the 100th power. That's negative. Guy stuff, Nanamo.
Hey, Sensei, look, I can shoot this bow.
Look, I'll be honest, I didn't think that was... Wait, did he say fucking bow? Like, as in, if he actually said that, Ava's ears...
He did, which means we have... I was about to say, which means, like, yeah, Sheenie's just made Nanamo a bone bow.
Yeah,
I prefer it with those.
Sheenie is screwing with Ava, isn't he?
No, he's not. That was more a joke.
Yeah,
it's actually in better taste than the joke I was about to make, which is they're just like talking about how that one time like they peed and crossed the streams because like guy stuff.
Honestly, when he said look Sensei, I was a little worried that it was going to be I have hair growing where there wasn't hair before.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sensei, look, ever since I went to that slime creature, look what's been growing on me. Like, oh my gosh, Nanamo, we have to get you back to the Land of Waves. We're canceling the mission.
I thought this was puberty. No.
Fuck. No, that's not what that is. Nanamo, those are radiation burns. We have to go.
I've got like a perro head crawling out of my neck.
We can never go. Never gonna leave. I'm right back. You have to deal with me. It's just like Marvin said in Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons types. Yeah, it's gonna be that.
Just
to be fair, Ava would just smile and be like, I get to kill you both.
Yeah, I feel like there would be no hesitation. Just like, oh yeah, we just it's that one stand that affects Joseph in part 3.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
As you come back from we come back hearing, your guy's stuff and just kind of Ava really rolls her eyes like
I like to think they're just Sensei's reading poetry.
It probably sounds like
reading my ninja book.
Guy stuff poetry, ninja book, bones, fast, guy stuff ninja. Yeah, that's all those
They haven't even realized that we left, have they?
Nope.
Want to prank him?
Bone poetry.
Yes. You have something in mind? I mean, I'm pretty sure that, I could get a coin somewhere unpleasant.
Good lord.
Jesus.
No. Oh, that would make it difficult for them to go over the water, and we'd be stuck here for a while.
You're right, of course. Ava puts the coin away. She had that in her hand ready.
I'm thinking of making them uncomfortable.
Oh, good. I'll follow your lead.
What do you say we give them a little dip? Jerks her head at the water.
The big one or the little one?
Yes.
You know what, Hikari? You're not half bad. Okay, Eva's going to follow Hikari's lead, and however she plans to try and get the guys in the water.
Would you guys like a plan to enhance your prank?
Sure.
Roll me a twin intelligence or wisdom check, and I'll give you a plan based off how well you do as an average. So both you just roll a d20 and add your wisdom mod.
Cool.
Pretty much.
17 from me.
6.
I actually do have to put the average into the calculator. 17. 6 divided by 2. Just over competence. This is 12. You guys know water walking works by using chakra to affect the surface tension of the water and the body's like interaction with that surface tension. You guys did move to a sandbank, but I mean, Sensei and Nanamo are talking about guys stuff like a little bit further onto the water, so you guys probably could like kind of sneak up behind them and then just kind of like mess up the chakra tension of the water some, so the differential is a little bit different, and just see what that does. Maybe that'll like make them just drop into the water.
Eva says, I'm pretty good at controlling my chakra and chakra around me.
Yeah, it's
You
pretty
wanna
much
get 'em in the
just
water.
changing the form of the water with chakra.
Okay.
Chakra
I can
changes-
change the
changes
form of the water. I can change the form of the water if you can get them in it.
I think I have an idea.
Wonderful. Eva's going to step out so that, it looks like she's still on the sandbank, but, ideally
She
put like a
whispers
foot in
to
the
Ava
water.
before she goes. She whispers to Ava, "When you hear a big splash, start screaming."
You got it. Eva's going to take up position and try and change the tension of the water with her foot. And just chakra controlling through that.
Oh, so you're looking at that book. We have to find you a new bingo book. That one's kind of outdated.
Hikari finds the biggest rock or whatever she can find, tosses it into the water, and makes a massive splash.
Hmm?
Ava screams, which should be a very disconcerting thing. Quiet Ava screaming.
Yeah, but
nearby.
Sheeny looks alerted. Sheeny looks what's wrong? What's happening?
Yeah, Nanamo is looking up as well.
What's up? What's good?
Ava's just screaming, waiting for her to do something.
Shut
Wait.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Nanamo hearing
Hikari,
Hikari. I will run out. He will run out, like, inherently, like, throws his book. He doesn't throw it. He places it down as, like, quickly as he can and just jets off at his top speed.
Sheeny is going to as a student. Yeah, you can't. If she dies, something bad will happen to him. He has to go.
No, damn it! Why do you have to do this?
He has to go.
I'm gonna skim like a rock, guys. I have got that much momentum.
And as soon as they are within range, Hikari makes a signal to Ava to use the water.
Cool, Ava will start using the water.
Ava, give me a chocolate. Sheeny and Nanamo will roll again.
Yes, you got a nat 20. So that would make great. I'll send you the fucking picture for my dice
what I'm
roll.
tilt about? You know what I'm tilt about?
Way.
I'm so tilt because I got a 19.
Here you go, pal.
I haven't-
Also, it's 26.
Just out of
total.
curiosity, Sheeny got a. I don't know what his modifier is, but he rolled a 6, so he's not beating it.
I rolled a 19 and got a 24, and I still lost.
Pickle really did just send me the fucking screenshot that says rolled 1d20, result 20. My word.
Exactly.
All right.
I'm not fudging this.
Not fudging it.
Yes.
All right. Sheeny and Nanamo are like they're starting to like run. They're starting to like dash towards you guys' position. And then that's exactly when they see that Ava's kind of crouched down. She has her hands like on the surface tension of the water, kind of like Nanamo was when he was using his new jutsu. And I assume she gives him like a little like just cheeky ass smirk, just like, got you. And then affects the water to just it messes up the tension of it for a little bit. So the tension they're putting down to keep themselves up is no longer the tension they need to put down to keep themselves up. So they I'm gonna say that Sheeny sinks in. Nanamo, you fight back a little bit hard, but your chalk control still isn't perfect. So you actually end up blasting yourself off the water.
I was gonna say I'm expecting to kind of become a like skipped rock, where it's like the moment
you won't become a skip. Do you remember like the sensation you had of like gathering all that chakra to your legs and then jumping with a body flicker? That's kind of what this feels like. You end up going like way too high.
Nanamo's like words as he figures out what's going on.
Nanamo, what's your top distance is 90 feet, right?
My top speed, which I would be going to help Hikari, which would cost me some chakra, is 180.
Nanamo, you are 170 feet in the air.
Oh shit. I could kill him.
Ava, I just lock eyes with you just as I realize.
You can't fucking see her eyes.
No, you know,
170 feet in the air.
You know, as you're about to step on it, it's like too late to change what's happening.
Oh yeah, no, you have the Looney Tunes moment. Like Sheeny sinks in, you like the water makes like a fucking as you like sink down, and you lock eyes her, and then like Looney Tunes like, I loathe you entirely.
Yes.
Under his breath, you fucking bitch.
Yes, Ed would like to look at Sheeny and turn back to Curry. Girl stuff. Girl stuff, girl stuff, girl stuff.
It's in the distance.
Sheeny is looking like directly up, trying to like determine the trajectory he's coming down at. Like, Ava, that doesn't work the same way. Oh fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is horrible. He is going to you have made Sheeny reveal another ability. Sheeny is going to roll through hand signs. And he is going to at the end of it, he's going to take a bite out of his thumb so it bleeds and smack it on the surface of the water. And then a sealing array spreads from that. He's using the Kuchiyose no Jutsu, the summoning jutsu. And from that spot, a big black skeletal, like kind of, it looks like a lot like the black ghost, but it's not exactly like them. It still looks like a skeleton, like an actual real one. It's like a little skeleton vulture. It's like a little like animated skeleton vulture, and it's gonna flap its wings, and it's going up to catch Nanamo.
Just perpetual.
So let me get a giant vulture stat block real quick to see if I can do this stealth roll, or not.
Stab you both when I get down. I think you stab you both.
Giant vulture. All right,
Hikari was actually about to try using her with in the chakra to try and break his fall, but as soon as the vulture came out, she knew she could relax and started giggling.
if Nanamo gets hurt, I do have healing jutsu.
Okay. He has a flying.
You know what?
He has a flying speed of 60 feet, so he can get Nanamo before he hits the ground.
Here's the thing.
He got a 10 on his dex check. So he'll snag him. He snags Nanamo at the end.
Oh, okay. I was going to assist by yelling something at Nanamo.
You can still yell it.
Oh no, it was going to be more. If he had to make a check to grab the vulture, I was going to give him advantage.
All right, yeah, Nanamo, make a check to grab the vulture. I want to hear.
Okay, I'm going to yell at you. I'm going to like, Nanamo, it'd be really fucking embarrassing if you died like this. But don't fuck up.
You just gave me advantage. Oh, thank God, I got a 1.
See?
Oh, that's 17 plus. I'm assuming it's a dex to grab it, which is 21.
Yeah, you snag a bony wing, you tug yourself on, hug it very close. Holy fuck, your teammates almost got you killed just now.
I did roll.
They're fucking pranks. My word, why would you do that?
That's not prank,
That was
that's
so
almost-
dangerous.
That's attempted murder. That was attempted murder.
Because that would have been
Sorry, we weren't
17d10 damage.
On the water. So, I
Sorry,
mean, I
we
would have
weren't
probably reduced it
We
to
weren't
half.
expecting you to go up into the sky like that.
Well,
Nope.
you screamed. I assumed you needed help. I body flickered to get there.
Sheeny
as
is pinching the
fast as I
bridge of
can.
his nose, just like, oh my god, oh my kami, why are you like
Ava's-
this?
Ava's probably
Did they not get
Hikari
enough?
a small nod.
Did they not get enough of Inari's gone. Did they not get enough of
Hikari.
Oh, I'm sorry, I think it's Inari. Did they not get enough of a taste of like courting death with this last fight? I was really hoping this would be a nice, calm C rank mission where like the worst we do is maybe like fight some fucking bandits or something, but they're blowing each other into the sky and shit.
Guys, we've got a new combo move though. It's called the
Yes, we
Nanamo
do.
Missile.
That is also kind of your own fault.
If anything,
you know?
that experience will probably lead to Nanamo creating a new like
I'm gonna learn to
subjutsu.
fly.
You might create a new subjutsu to something that I've already envisioned that you'll end up learning in the arc after this one.
When Hikari eventually comes down, she takes a breath and says, "It's partly your own faults anyway. You should pay better attention to your own surroundings."
Are you kidding me?
I screamed. And Ava screamed. I assumed it had to be an emergency.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
We
a
were
very
gone for 30
wet
minutes and
Sheeny, a
neither
very
of you
wet
even
Sheeny, like
noticed.
wringing his hair out is like, are you fucking kidding me?
We were gone for 30 minutes and neither of you
Well, I noticed, but you weren't dying or anything, and then I thought I could have a nice conversation with my student and just relax for a bit, but I guess not.
Nope. Just Ava's not going to be she's going to be unapologetic. Just
There is underneath the anger, there is like this smile because it's like that was pretty cool, but you did almost kill me.
Sorry,
They almost got
sorry,
you killed, brother.
Nanamo. Sorry, seriously though. Sorry, Nanamo. Didn't
It's
realize.
alright.
Didn't think that would happen.
yes, I didn't think you were nearly competent enough to go that high.
Ava.
Just that vein which was there when I being condescending earlier has got a lot bigger. It's just I'm looking at you. I'm really trying here. We went from an 8 to a 9. We've dropped.
All right, kids. No more attempted murder of teammates outside of spars. This is a good way to lead to death. Luckily, we have found ourselves pretty much right outside the Land of Whirlpools. So now we just need to proceed on through and meet with our new client.
Hey, Nanamo, did you see them while you were in the air? Did you get a good aerial view?
I don't
scouting?
know. I don't know, Ava. Did I see them while I was in the air, DM?
Roll
I have a
me.
nice
Roll-
Listen, maybe roll me both a Constitution check and a Persuasion check with a disadvantage.
Constitution.
Or not Persuasion, Perception.
Constitution. Is it a saving or is it just the general?
Just call it a saving throw.
Okay, that is a 21.
You said you got up there and your heart was beating fast, but then you remember like, wait a minute, I'm a fucking speed demon. I love this shit. This is amazing.
That's what I mean. He enjoyed it.
Yeah,
ever so
you're
slightly.
playing it up a decent bit for Ava and Hikari because, like, hey, fuck y'all a little bit for doing that, but at the exact same time, holy
And
shit,
we
let's
do
do
it
that
again.
again.
Yeah, I can say, like, he enjoyed it and he's down to do it again, but maybe with more safety
Like,
precautions.
you got to ride down on a giant summoned skeletal vulture, and like you probably, like, if you had like stood, you probably stood up like when you were getting like close enough to the ground, like you felt like confident, like if I fall, I'm not gonna die. So in the last few days, Nanamo's like experience of being a real ninja has been pretty primo.
It has been pretty good.
Pretty
for a perception check with disadvantage, it is a 10.
You know the general like direction of the village. You know, like I mean, or to be the village hidden in the whirlpools. You know, if you guys keep heading in the direction you are, you'll be there in like the next 10 or so minutes. If you like really book it, even less.
Okay.
What do you know? You actually did something useful.
Oh, we're heading back toward -10, Ava, you and me.
Hikari, pet. It's Nanamo's
Listen,
dead.
kids, if you have the
Good
much,
job, Nanamo.
if you've got that much pent up tension and just want to get some more action in, hopefully this will be calm enough that we can maybe do a little training and some downtime and maybe some spars while we're here.
Oh,
Yes,
I like
I'm
that
hoping-
idea.
Yes, I'm hoping that we don't run into another Pero.
Yes.
Please tell me you didn't just jinx us, Ava.
Here's to no more Peros.
No
Just
more
in-
Peros.
In Nanamo's pocket. Just you can hear him muffled.
If only they knew I'm gonna make a comeback. It's only a matter of time. Everyone loves the Pero voice. I didn't get to do it that much in the boss battle. Everyone wants me to have another boss battle. I should have twice the health. Okay.
Ava will kill Nanamo if she ever learns he did that.
I know.
Yep.
That's why I did it silently.
I'm back. I'm now 15 levels stronger, and I have 500 times the health I originally did.
Look, it's gonna go crazy when I throw him out in the tuning exams as like a
You released me in the middle of a hidden wave. I'm going to absorb all the wealth of your rebuilt village and put you right back into poverty. Worse than Gato oversaw. I'm much worse than Sleepy Gato. Okay. Yeah, you guys
My God.
entering this village. It is run down, like more run down than anything you've ever seen, because it was ransacked, mollywopped, ganged up on, jumped by 4 other members of the 5 great nations.
World.
Yeah, pretty much the other military powers of the entire world. They were that scared of the residents of this village. This is something like you would be told generally by Sheeny as you were arriving here. Because the people of this land were renowned for their amazing vitality and also their extreme affinity and skill for sealing jutsu.
Can Ava look a bit perturbed, seeing the ruins of a whole village?
Yeah, I imagine that
make
would.
a big deal out of it.
Hikari looks
She's a bit triggered.
Ava, I will say, even without like revealing
really
much,
triggered.
yeah, for both of you, this probably looks like worse than most of what you would have ever seen in your lives. Vague as that might be at this moment.
Looking very, very perturbed. Not saying a word. They're just keeping her mouth very, jaw clenched.
Let's put it this way. You can tell what happened to where you came from was probably a little more business. This feels a little more like they didn't want anyone to walk away from. This is a little more like, hey, that entire bloodline, that has to go. Somebody said that. Someone actually had that thought.
Yeah.
And then went
This
on
more looks like genocide.
Yeah, this is the result of
Which
ethnic
it
cleansing.
absolutely was.
This is 100% the result of ethnic cleansing.
Jesus.
And that's fairly clear from the devastation. It's pretty rot. You see, there are some tents set up, and what you're realizing is like an excavation camp. There's a few people out working around. They're in archaeologist gear, pretty much. Some of them are digging through stuff. Some of them are trying to kind of reposition certain pieces of rubble and ruins to look like they probably did when they first arrived there versus when they've been trying to maintain it. And it looks like they're both studying the historical area and also just kind of maintaining it for the sake of this is a very important lesson from history that shouldn't be forgotten, and therefore, this is some kind of group that is here for the maintaining of the history of the Land of Whirlpools.
Cool. Ava's gonna, basically touch a backpack where presumably her rice bag still is. Just basically, she's confirming it's still there instinctively.
Do you want to write it that you sent it home?
I suppose what she'd do is she'd send most of it home, but she'd keep a small patch of it around her there.
Sheena would have gotten you a storage seal or storage scroll if you want.
Okay.
Or Inari could have given you one.
Yeah, if that's the case, she'll hold the storage. She'll basically tap her pack where the storage seal would be.
Yeah, because otherwise, Ava has an entire backpack that is completely devoted to a single bag of rice. And I feel like that's gonna. I feel like I'm gonna have to tear the rice up at some point, and you'll be sad about it. So that's.
I'd be very sad. I think the storage seal is a good idea. So just.
Inari had an extra scroll. Inari
that
had
was
an extra
nice
scroll
of
for his
Inari.
big sis.
Yeah, just tapping it still there. He's Scavengers haven't taken that. Cool. Business as usual.
You're good for now. In fact, you guys probably get the feeling that because it's such a wide open area and these doesn't look like there's anybody like here who can fight. This area is such a prime like target for like bandits or like missing ninja that these people probably had to deal with that stuff a lot, with kind of explaining why they now take out C rank missions to just kind of laze around. Like for right now, it looks like a pretty like low key mission that's not gonna have a lot going on. Because it's just kind of people just doing archaeology.
Is it alright if we stop here? Because I've got to leave for work soon.
It is perfect we stop here because I have nothing prepared for session.
Brilliant. Even better.
Session 7 or
Yeah.
8. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed. 2 hours of action last session was enough to satiate you guys for a little while, because this next mission might have some stuff going on. I was telling everybody the way this is kind of working these first 3 C rank missions. If you ever seen like a classic kids cartoon or just like ensemble cast shows, they will always do like in that first little bit, every character gets like an episode that's to them. And I feel like this first C rank mission was kind of Ava's story, and the next one is going to be either Nanamo or Hikari's story. I know who I want it to be, but I won't reveal it to you guys just yet. But I have been, I've been getting my ego stroked by you guys telling me I'm not too bad a DM. So I'm going to stop saying I'm a bad DM, but I appreciate all the praise and you guys watching and listening to this point. Thank you to my patient players, to the speedy Nanamo Junbai who has to soon go the level 200 in, played by the Storybuster.
I almost died! Woo!
multiple times. The amazing Hikari Kesha Rune Scribble, the level 2 Intel operative Nin.
I'm never going to be able to lecture Rinka on her prank again.
I can't wait for you guys to get home and meet up with your siblings. And the perfect, avaricious Ava Rice Pickle Dill, the level 2 medic Nin.
Girl stuff.
Guy stuff. And that will do it for this session. I believe even if you didn't get a in-story last time, you'll definitely be getting one this time, because this should probably be like the Team 1 stuff and or like something different can be happening. But enjoy that. We'll see you guys next time. And go beyond plus ocean, all the other stuff. Bye.
Bye.
It's only been a handful of days since the defeat of Pero and the celebratory feast prepared by Nanamo. By now, Squad Zero have fully departed the land of hot water and are likely making their way steadily to Whirlpool country. And in their wake, the newly and still unofficially appointed Squad 1 now make their way back to the land of waves. A journey that took the relatively more seasoned Shinobi just under 2 or so weeks originally. However, considering the fact that Zoro and Naraji are weaker and slower than Inari, who is weaker and slower than Pucci Ninken Sensei, and the boy wants time to think up how he's going to explain things to Taza and his mother anyway, and the fact that Zoro and Naraji still have some minor injuries to heal, a slower pace is decided upon. Because of this, Inari surprisingly doesn't argue with his team or sensei, or even come down to the duo of Ronin too hard, agreeing to walk along rather slowly, and even engage in some light training on their way southward, since improving the group's stamina and chakra control would improve their mobility, as their heroes they demonstrated earlier. It is during this quote-unquote downtime, as some would call it, that this hesitance to return is revealed to the other 3 members, whom after some thought of their own past in wave country, and time away from it, also find themselves appreciating the extra time to think on how to explain or justify themselves. Another secret that obviously longs to be revealed, however, lurks in the interstice between the newly formed team. Barely noticeable, yet unquestionably deadly, like one of those assassins got to hire to take out the bridge builder. This secret being that Zoe and Raraji actually remember Inari better than he does them, including all they did to him, from standing guard at the execution of the hero of Wave, Kaiza, to targeting the boy and his mother directly, with it quickly coming to light, through the exertion of trying to keep up with him in training and travel, that Inari is simply too unimpressed and too uninterested in them to remember a damn thing about, most likely because he's simply gotten so strong, and also without the events of the filler episode where he would again be taken hostage by the Ronin duo. They're just far less than memorable to him, having literally served as nothing more than background thugs for his favorite hero to dunk on. Nothing but more faceless thugs amongst an army of faceless thugs, always willing to take the money of men like Pero or Gato, for the sake of greed more often than survival. I mean, were they really even worth remembering? And it'd be much easier on them to not take any accountability whatsoever. But the thought of this caused a sense of dishonor to appeal to them, where they had once long ago relinquished the concept of any claims to it. playing it smart, and envisioning that Lady Hikari and Lord Nanamo would want them to come clean out of principle, while Lady Ava would simply force them to do so to see them squirm most likely. Zori and Miraji admit to their crimes on that very night after their travel and training for the day, making a deliberate decision to no longer be faceless thugs. Surprisingly, or maybe unsurprisingly considering what the fools have just openly admitted to, this sets Ninkin off more than Inari, with the Hound in a ferocious and protective movement, flickering his body masterfully between his quote-unquote students, as the canine killer keenly pulls the same move Haku did to threaten their lives a year ago, showing himself no less of a ruthless shinobi, since the duo's swords are stolen from them and held to their necks before Inari, Zori, or Raji can even react. I really rate Ryers and Raiders. However, sticking to the decision to show their guts at the risk of spilling them, the duo grab their own blades to help the bigger and stronger dog ninja steady the deadly tools against their throats, lightly cutting into the skin of them, while their hands which carried out their crimes bleed much more heavily, showing without hesitation the duo are ready to accept this punishment, if that is what is deemed true atonement. Zori openly bawling his eyes out, while Waraji attempts to and fails to quietly stifle the many tears flowing from his single remaining eye. Yes, Sensei! No regrets! We'll accept our fate all the same. It's the least we can do to apologize to Lord Inari. But putting an end to the bloodshed before it can worsen, Inari too places his hands on the blades, convincing his former pet and newly deemed master and sensei to put them away, and revealing his rather surprising desire to show mercy, partially because that's what he thinks is right, but also because that's what I think the Will of Waves Grandpa and Dad talked about should be about. Not just a second or third chance, but as many tries as you need to accomplish your goals, whether that be building a bridge, fighting back against a bully, or making friends you can depend on. You gotta keep on striking and trying in waves like the tide itself, until you're dead. And that means when these two idiots are dead, they can't change anything they've done. And honestly, that idea makes me want to cry more than having them on the same team with me. With a tense guttural growl that heralds oppressive killing intent only a loyal guard dog is capable of, Sensei Pucci Ninkin hearing and being moved by this sentiment, as it is pretty much what he himself felt when drowning in that cold water 6 years ago, decides to relent. But even so, he tells Zori, Raji, as well as Inari, no, the trio of truly still wet behind the ears pups who will become his responsibility, that seeking the path of the ninja and being its students is going to be tough. So they'll all need to promise right here and now that they'll never stray from that will of waves, as one day it might be all they have left. But another thing that connects these four is that they can never claim to have had much in the first place, so they don't shy away from this danger. So in a newly formed bond built on transparency, an unlikely brotherhood, and the literal shared spilling and shedding of blood, sweat, and tears, Team 1 swears on their individual arms of choice as a quartet of weapon masters that they will never stray from the creed, nor their ninja way. It is not long after this declaration, and a renewed vigor and passion, as the group, now truly made a team, set about their journey and training with a new sense of purpose and unity, seemingly growing stronger from just this alone, as a recovered Zori and a more attentive and diligent Raji set about learning to control their chakra and using it for enhancing their movement and speed enough to somewhat keep up with their strongest teammate Sensei. After 2 weeks of this, as they finally arrive to their home in the Land of Waves, it's a shock for more than just Pucci, who has been away for years, and a shock for more than the former Ronin, who have merely been away for one. Even Inari, who's only been gone for a couple of weeks, is shocked to see the economic restoration of the village hidden in the waves has become a lot more immediate, as his keen builder's eyes take note of a brand newly built structure, and a bit more construction going on currently as well. In fact, the suspicion that this is due to the Insurgent Shinobi Academy program is all but confirmed, since their arrival is heralded by what seems to be a young academy student, who looks a great deal like they relate to Hikari. There's no time to ponder that familiar connection, however, since with forewarning, the reunion with Tsunami and Tazuna is even more imminent, as the duo await their son and grandchild at the very edge of the Great Naruto Bridge. Seeing this, and taking a deep breath in preparation to receive the full consequence of his actions, and stepping up to speak as the most familiar possible ambassador for his team, as well as to save his own ass as possible, the apprentice bridge builder and grandson of the village elder tries to give a prepared statement to introduce his new sensei and teammates, only for a dead poet society hand to leap from his shadow, in order to do so for him out of seeming courtesy, or maybe in interest of getting the mission report correct, but a lot more bluntly. And it suddenly dawns on Inari that Shini sent that thing with him as a carrier, rather than just sending it directly to his grandpa, just to give him a single shred of hope at lessening his own punishment before snatching it away. Hello, older Tazuna. Turns out our client from the first of those C ranks was your grandson. He also set the difficulty rating too low like someone else I know. And he also made the job harder than it needed to be for us. Nearly got himself and my students killed multiple times, and he didn't pay us. So please prepare a B-rank mission's worth of pay by the time we return if you don't decide to fire me. Shini. As Tazuna and his daughter fix Inari and his team with intense glares, now that the mystery of his absence and disappearance has been revealed, the Bride of the Wave lets out a nervous chuckle and tries to joke that it's okay for his family to cry if they're really that happy to see him.